Well, hello and welcome to the Intuitive Messenger channel. They call me Mitchell, and this is your energy forecast and intuitive message for today, Friday, July the 8th, 2016. And as always, thank you for taking time to retweet, post, subscribe, become a fan, support me on patreon.com, check out my website, intuitivmitchell.com, joining the Orlando Tarot Tribe, joining me July 16th in Kissimmee for a past life group regression, join the Orlando Tarot Tribe July the 30th at 1 p.m. in Maitland, Florida, for a meeting about spreads and how to just start working with them. So thank you. July special is still up on my website, intuitivemitchell.com. You'll see monthly special. Go there. So today the message is this, and by the way, at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I spoke about yesterday, the feeling I had, the overwhelming feeling of sadness, because I really tapped into that. And then I woke up and saw the Dallas shooting stuff this morning. So I'm going to talk about it at the end. But here's your message for today. Every new experience brings width and depth to the contrast of your human journey. This is your purpose. This is your purpose. And I remember feeling something like this and couldn't put it into words. And then Wayne Dyer, one time talking about purpose, he said, I just think our purpose is to come down and experience all we can as a little microcosm of Source, as a part of God, as a light beam, if you will. And then take that experience back to Source, because Source can't experience itself in itself. Self can't experience itself. But when we separate experience and bring back the contrast, then we fully can understand. And I think that's our biggest purpose, is to experience and understand the full contrast of what it's like to be human, and take that back to Source energy so it can experience that for itself. And that's not a popular belief for a lot of people, because years ago I remember reading The Purpose-Driven Life, and what's my purpose, everybody finding their purpose. And when people say that, I said, I don't know that you have a specific purpose, but this resonated so loudly with me, just to experience all that we can in every way, shape, or form. And sometimes we can experience it, second, third hand, and not have to physically go through it if we trust our gut, trust our intuition. But like I said, those are some non-popular beliefs within the spiritual world, getting more and more popular and accepted. So there's your message. Let me look at some cards and energies for today, and then I'll talk about what I experienced and what I trust in my gut. So today, all the numbers add up to 6. This is a very balanced day. It's a nurturing day. It's service, family focus. Lenormand to go along with it is the Scythe. Boom, number 10. So the Scythe is about cutting things out, cutting things open, cutting things off. It can be about surgery. It can be about, slicing and dicing, dangerous, sharp edge. It can be about surgery. I'm having my colonoscopy today. It's not surgery, but I'm going to be, what is it called? Anesthetized and put out for a while. They say the worst is over. I'm feeling light. I haven't eaten in over 36 hours. It's all good. So, and then tarot to go along with that is Temperance. So this cutting out, this cutting off, this surgery is all to make you stronger, to make you, more of who you are. Because the Temperance card is often about heating and cooling, testing you, trying you, making you stronger, making you just understand things better and grow. It feels like growth for me is what Temperance feels like. So this could be cutting some things out to bring about that temperedness in you. Tomorrow, all the numbers add up to 7. 7 is very metaphysical, mystical, spiritual. It's research, solitude, investigation. And the entire month is that energy. And then Lenormand to go along with it is, once again, you, the woman. If you're a woman, if you're not, then a woman in your life. In Lenormand, that is a significator of the woman and her gender. Tarot to go along with that is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands can often be about marriage, can be about the home life, the spiritual aspect of the home. 4 is very solid. Wands are spiritual, creative, imaginative, sexual in nature. But this card has always been referred to as kind of like the party, the celebration, but more likely the wedding card or the ceremony itself. And tomorrow being a 7 day, so maybe this is where you're starting to investigate it, understand it, research it, plan it, wedding, gathering, party, whatever. Or you're actually getting married tomorrow. So Saturday, it's July. A lot of people get married at this time of the year. So there is your message. So yesterday I briefly talked about what I was feeling, and I sent some love out to the planet, to the world. And here's what I wrote to my friend yesterday morning after I did my video at 8 a.m. I said, I just need to get this out in print. Thank you for being my sounding board. This is Fernando in Texas, oddly enough. I think it's Houston, not Dallas, but oddly enough, that's who I chose to reach out to. But he and I bounce a lot of things like this off each other. He's a full-time psychic and medium. But I said, thank you for being my sounding board. Woke up this morning with heavy sadness, similar to what I felt the morning of the attacks in Orlando. I know it's not my energy, but someone else's, because I checked in and made sure. Now, about an hour and a half later, I'm tapping into what appears to be a white male with dark features, potentially mustache, light beard, hair probably 5 to 8 inches in length. He seems to be huddled over a table with papers in front of him, very anxious, even in tears, agonizing over the choice to do something awful. He's sweating, having a conversation with him, trying to reason with him energetically. I feel any of this, if any of this feels, if you feel any of this, let me know. Maybe we can change his actions. Because he and I talk about, why do we get this information if we can't do anything? So then I said, I feel like I should draw attention to him from or for authorities near and around him. It does feel like it's in the United States, somewhere in the southeast, but not Florida. Our name, like Ralph or Rodolfo, something pops up. Got the last name Anderson as well. So I'd be curious to see if an R name comes up as one of the shooters or Anderson pops up somewhere else. Then he asked me, could it be the Carolinas? Is he young? I said, feels 30 to 38, haggard look, stressed out, so conflicted. Yes to Carolinas, but it feels more like Mississippi, Alabama, so I'm being drawn more that way. Didn't say Texas, but it's closer to that. And then I said, all I can get is so much anger, sadness, frustration, not feeling loved and touched at all, ostracized to a degree, no direction though. And then I said, it's like a small apartment of sorts. I feel a bridge outside, and I actually sent a picture, found a bridge of one of those bridges over Mississippi, and you can see it right there, kind of like that image. I found it and just sent it to him. And then I said, I saw like a Ferris wheel too, felt like a carnival rather than a permanent one. And the funny thing is it was in Bellow Garden Park, which is probably where they have festivals and stuff like that, but not one right now. But that was about it. He said something about New Orleans. I said, New Orleans could definitely be the location for me and this guy. All the rest feels right, but not any of it I saw. And then I wrote the Dallas shootings this morning when I saw it. So again, just sending love, high vibration to the planet, to this country, to what's going on. The live streaming of the Facebook guy getting shot yesterday. I did watch that. Just at first it's so funny because I kept watching this going, is this real? And I know it was, but it just felt too staged and too planned, which that makes me feel like it will be a big catalyst for change, like it was orchestrated from higher above, even though I believe it was absolutely real, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't get into a lot of the human details of why is Facebook allowing this? I can't believe she did this. I don't get into that. I just read it. But then this happened as a result of, it was a peace protest from what I understand in Dallas. So sending love, high vibration to the planet, doing my best to hold this up and getting cold chills down my legs. And I encourage you to do the same without judgment, because anger is just a cry for love. And you look at anybody that's perpetuating these things, and if you want to know what it's like to grow higher and higher, it's when you can look at any of these perpetrators of these crimes and see compassion and love and feel your own responsibility energetically, why this person has got to that place, because we're all contributing to the whole right now. And this is part of who we are, and we are them, they are us. And that's, again, not a popular one. Not a lot of people like to hear that, but that's the oneness and the belief in that. So we're experiencing as much as we can, the width, the depth, and we're taking all this back to source. So I say to you, namaste, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.